Hi, everyone. My name is Craig Stuart Adams, and I am going to tell you a little bit about who I am and what I'm about, and we're going to have a little fun here. So let's go ahead and open up my share screen. Hopefully, you can see that. And first of all, I'd like to say welcome, HAP, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you better. I did a little research, but I've been following you for a while, so I'm excited to be here. So I'm Craig Stewart Adams. I'm from San Francisco. And I came out here from Colorado about 30 years ago. I originally was planning on just staying a little bit, and 30 years goes by, and you just fall in love with where you're at. And I'm so fortunate to be here. I live in a place called San Rafael, and San Rafael is located just north of the city. Just to give you a sense of scale, you guys are up there at the top there with the heart, and San Francisco's over in the lower right-hand corner. And if you take a close look at the map, you'll see the San Francisco Peninsula. You cross the Golden Gate Bridge, and you drive about 20 minutes till you see a field with cows, and that's where I live. I live in a town called San Rafael. And San Rafael is actually really a small city. It's about 60,000 inhabitants. Has a large footprint. We have our own original mission from the original California mission system, and that's back, when California was still under Spanish territory. And we have a civic center that was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. And we also have a sacred mountain called Mount Tamalpais. So we have lots of Indian stories and lots of native heritage right here in my backyard. Professional and personal. Well, I was one of the founding agents for the W Real Estate San Francisco office. And we opened our office right at the beginning of COVID. So the timing wasn't so great, but then again, it was actually pretty good for other reasons. Here I am up in the wine country, and this is one of the condos in the city that I had sold. It's a high-rise luxury condo, and the family is having a little reunion, and they included me in on their festivities, and this was really special. We serve other families as well. We're very community driven, and even their pets seem to like me. My whole life is great. This is a picture of the house we have in San Rafael. And I just wanted to note that the bookshelf on the right, with all those books, that gets used a lot. And we're this space, you'll see books around, you'll see all sorts of maps and papers and musical instruments. We have hiking trails near our house. This is one of my favorite ones. And Myra works up in the wine country. That's only 15 minutes away at this location. I wrote a book called Worth Fighting For that was published last year. And this is my first book of poems. I have a second book coming out at the end of this year. And here we are ruthlessly promoting the book. As you guys know, being in marketing, you never let an opportunity slide where you can put your plug in for your product. My family is awesome. Here you see Aspen, my wife Myra, and then my daughter Marianne. And some of you guys might recognize Aspen. Aspen was a rail guide last year. She's coming back this year, and she was a bartender before, so she's had a few seasons with the rail. And here we are at the house having a little time together. We like to have fun. Whenever we're together, we just do something interesting, whether it's a pumpkin patch or eating popcorn or going to the Snoopy Museum or just goofing off. We like to have fun, and we take our job seriously, but we laugh at ourselves a lot too. Here I am with Petey and Ray Engel in San Francisco. We've broken out the rubber chickens. And of course, if all else fails, there is Sunday Mass. From Colorado, a really neat place to grow up. You can take the mountains out of the boy, but you can't take the, yeah, well, hold it. I said that wrong. You can take the boy out of the mountains, but you can't take the mountains out of the boy. So true. And here I am. This is Boulder. This is where I went to school. We spent a lot of time in the mountains, mountaineering, skiing. I was up in Aspen teaching for a while. And you can't go to Colorado without taking in a concert at the Red Rock Amphitheater. I actually saw the Grateful Dead perform at this place once. It was just so special. Check it out if you go to Colorado. Nome and Breivik Mission. I've been up there. I was a missionary in high school, was sent up to Breivik Mission, so we flew in the Nome. This is what you see from the airplane. The Iditarod is what Nome is internationally known for. And what a great race. What a great event. The people that promote that race should be given like silver stars. And even this is really an interesting juxtaposition. This is some old dredging material, machinery, and just the natural beauty that surrounds Nome. Breivik Mission is about a 2 hour flight north from Bush Plains. You'll pick up a little regional aircraft like this, and you'll end up landing on a dirt runway in a remote village. There's not much to Breivik Mission. When you walk around here, you go, man, I am not in San Francisco anymore. But each one of these houses represents a family, and these are mostly natives. You know, they live on sustenance from the land. You'll see this all over the place. The salmon drawing. Their mode of transportation when you have snow and ice. And there's even a historical context there because this was the cemetery from 1918. The world pandemic affected this area tremendously. They lost a huge part of their community. The Chinese community is also another one that is really important. There's a common element between what we have and what you guys have. This is China Camp in San Rafael, and these people were fishermen. They ended up going up to Alaska and served up there quite a bit. The story behind this is that the Chinese came out after the gold rush. They worked in unskilled labor positions. They were the running the laundries. They were doing all sort of hospitality work, and they did all sorts of work like fishing. So you'll see this, this whole theme is up in Alaska as well. Here's a community in Alaska. And the Chinese were there to, they served the salmon industry. They're still very active today. The lumber industry, mining, they're in all these different areas. And of course, they have very tight communities. The Alaska Packers Association shared this picture with me. These are gentlemen from the Guangzhou region of southern China. You can tell from the cues in their hair that there's probably about an 1890s era image. And these are all cannery workers. This is Alaska Joe. Joe was from San Francisco, actually, well-known character in Anchorage. The Chinese brought their families with them and their culture and their heritage. This is Stuart, Alaska. It's an old salmon processing facility. It's just abandoned now, but you'll see this name around. And then, of course, you'll see the diaspora with the number of different nationalities here. There's a few Chinese in this picture, but predominantly, I'd say Portuguese and Filipino, and maybe Italian. I love this shot. You have the grandfather, the son, and the grandson all together in one shot. Oh, and then in Anchorage, they have the Alaska Chinese Association. I'm going to check these guys out next time I'm up there. But they'll do things that bring the public together. They're doing Chinese calligraphy here in this event, and they'll have their children performing, and they'll do cultural events, language events. They're very active. They're great business people. It is a great community, and you look for any opportunity you can to interact with the Chinese community, and particularly in Anchorage, but yeah, in other areas as well. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stop that now and end the video. It was a lot of fun introducing you guys to a little bit of about my life. I'm used to having this shoe on the other foot where I'm focused on my customer needs and It's been a lot of fun telling you a little bit about my backstory. So I look forward to getting to know you better. I hope you've enjoyed my video and listen, I want you guys to have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.